miles south of Washington, D.C., this high-security hangar inside Marine Corps Base Quantico is called the Cage. It's home to the fleet of unmistakable white-topped aircraft, the helicopters assigned to fly the president, known as Marine One. Not a single helicopter, but more than 30 aircraft in all. This exclusive squadron is called HMX-1, a hand-picked team of more than 700 pilots, specialists, and mechanics, like 23-year-old Corporal Casey Kirkpatrick. Among the things you check is the door.
Yes, this is very important. The president sits right on the other side of this door.
Today, Marine One flies President Obama across the country and around the world. 137 trips last year alone.
The best thing I do is to stand out there and salute him as the crew chief. That's the greatest honor for me.
Selected by his peers and responsible for the entire helicopter. Every minute detail is closely inspected, checking the engines, polishing the exterior, manicuring the carpet inside. If necessary, the squadron even builds some of its own parts. The final touch, the presidential seal, often under the watchful eyes of Staff Sergeant Valjean Bauer.
Everything has to be picture perfect. I look it over. Once everybody's done, I look over, make sure that it's the way I want it.
And if not just anyone can fly the president, after 3 years of training, only 4 pilots make it to Marine One. Among this year's class, Major Nate Storm.
There's so much riding on that. You know, the most powerful man in the world is riding in the back.
That training includes hours inside a flight simulator that challenges pilots to execute a precise landing at one of the world's most famous addresses. Major Storm briefly handed me the controls. But nothing compares to the real thing. Marine One flies roughly 200 feet above the ground, confined to a narrow flight path winding around some of the capital's iconic landmarks. And as routine as it may seem, pilots rehearse each flight before picking up the president. The biggest challenge? The final approach and landing. Surrounded by trees on both sides, pilots say it's like flying between skyscrapers. Marine One must line up perfectly with 3 red discs on the grass, putting it on the boards, pilots call it, all with cameras rolling and the world's most powerful passenger on board.